oh my goodness, it's too good to be true. Oh, something bad's gonna happen. I know it. Hello, y'all. Welcome back to another video dedicated to help you break out of the cycle of toxic behaviors and relationships in your personal and romantic area of your life. In this video, we're gonna be talking about how to break out of the cycle of chronic doubt and actually accept love. Now, one of the biggest problems that I see with my clients and ladies who are trying to heal and create healthy relationships is that once they find some healthy behaviors or someone that is able to show up the way that they want, they can't help but question it. Their first instinct is doubt, and the thoughts flood in of, oh my goodness, it's too good to be true. Oh, something bad's gonna happen. I know it. And if they start to let these thoughts win, which will most likely happen if they haven't done the healing work yet, you'll notice a series of self-sabotaging actions. One, they start testing their partner to see if they actually care. They start being hyper-vigilant, noticing the smallest details, trying to analyze their behaviors. Two, they might constantly ask for reassurance to receive validation, or they might do the opposite, which is push away, start distancing themselves to see if their partner chases them. Three, they might start looking for the red flags and seeing why they should break up or leave the relationship to try to justify these thoughts. And if there's anything I missed, leave it down in the comment section below, but let me know if any of these resonated with you. Now, if this is starting to resonate, I hear you, and as someone who's been in multiple toxic relationships before, I've been there before. Overthinking, ruminating, testing to see if they actually care because I was too afraid to simply trust. But the truth is, we've often think this way because we have been hurt before and we don't feel as if we can fully trust and be vulnerable again. And when you crave love so deeply but don't fully trust the other person to be there for you when you truly need them to be, you do this dance of having one foot out the door, one foot in the door, constantly questioning whether or not you should break up, constantly questioning whether or not you're good enough in this relationship if they truly love you the way that they say that they do. And instead of being able to live in the present moment, enjoy their company, be vulnerable, feel safe, we are stuck in our minds, paralyzed by fear. So scared that they're gonna leave us, so scared that they're gonna betray us that we can't even enjoy the relationship. And even if it was someone that is actually there for us, we won't accept it. We'll push them away and say it's too good to be true. So how do we stop this? How do we stop this cycle of pushing our blessings away? Now, a big part of it is learning your worth and being able to trust again. As I mentioned before, oftentimes when we're hurt, we build up this wall to protect us from any fears that we may anticipate. In our minds, we're thinking if we can prepare for every worst case scenario, then if it does happen and if they do disappoint us, we're not going to be as hurt. Because I knew it. I knew this was going to happen and I was prepared for it. But if you ever watched Inside Out 2, spoiler alert coming up ahead by the way, you'll notice that anxiety is constantly running around preparing every worst case scenario and ends up self-sabotaging because that is all she can focus on. All of the negative, all of the what ifs. And when we're constantly focusing on the negative, that is what we're manifesting. Let's use an analogy of a skier. If you're thinking about someone who's skiing through the woods, if they're constantly thinking about avoid the rocks, avoid the trees, avoid the rocks, avoid the trees, that is all they're looking at. They're searching and seeking for rocks and trees and looking for obstacles to avoid. Whereas someone with a little bit of a different mindset might think, okay, look for the path. Where's the path out? Where's the path out? I can escape this. I can move forward. They're gonna look for solutions. They're gonna look for opportunities and a way to make it through the path. And while yes, both people have the same goal, one person is going to be a lot more stressed than the other because of what they're focusing on. And so the first step to breaking out of the cycle is accepting that this coping mechanism no longer serves you. We are no longer in survival mode and do not need to hold on to this belief. Rather, we can focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. What you can control is how you decide to show up, how you decide to react, what your thoughts are, how you decide to process your emotions if there is something that comes your way. And if they do decide to disrespect you and betray your trust, that's not on you. A big part of trust is not trusting that they're never gonna hurt you or they're never gonna do anything wrong. Trust is about trusting yourself to walk away if someone decides to disrespect you. Trusting yourself to handle the situation gracefully, putting yourself first. The best thing that you can do is come in with a vulnerable, open heart, ready to experience this amazing relationship. However, if they decide to take that away it's not that they didn't love you, it's most likely their own projections, right? And understanding that and being able to heal and not personalize their actions can be so beautiful. Building trust also requires an act of self-love. When you trust yourself, you know that you can rely on yourself and you're confident enough to know that you'll get through anything regardless what comes to you. And that amount of trust takes love, compassion, and a repetition of behaviors that you've noticed over and over again. So making sure that you keep your promise to yourself, making sure that you're showing up for yourself and you're doing things when you tell yourself you're gonna do them. Trusting yourself also means listening to yourself, being patient. Instead of constantly looking for validation externally, ask yourself what to do. Trust that you'll make the right decision even if you make mistakes. Give yourself grace and compassion. There is so much I can dive into self-trust, but that is the first step into understanding that you are worthy. And when you start building that self-trust, that self-love will follow through as usual. The biggest thing that people don't realize is that when we're constantly doubting and questioning whether or not this is too good to be true, we're also subconsciously believing that we don't deserve this love. It's too good to be true because deep down we don't feel like this is something we're worthy of. We feel like it's inevitably gonna fail because why would this love come to us? And my response to you is, why wouldn't it? You are so deserving of love. And until you believe that yourself, no one else can convince you otherwise. That is why it's so important to work on your self-love and being able to see your worth so you can accept this love. But with that said, if you're ready to start to love and trust yourself deeply, then book a call, link in the description below, and I'll help you map out your next steps in terms of growth. But comment down below why you deserve love, why you're worthy of love. I want to hear it. I want to hear the affirmations. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in our next video. As always, you got this.